Imagine a moment that feels too small to matter. A simple decision, almost automatic, like choosing to spend $100 without much thought. It feels contained, isolated, and insignificant in the context of a full year or an entire lifetime. And because it feels small, it rarely triggers any deep reflection. Yet beneath that simplicity, something far more complex is quietly taking shape over time. This is where the hidden mechanics begin, because money is not just about the amount spent, but about what that amount could have become if it had been directed differently. And while $100 may appear fixed in the present, its real significance is tied to time, compounding, and opportunity cost, which are forces that rarely feel urgent in the moment, but become more visible when viewed across longer horizons.
Psychologically, this connects to how the human brain processes scale, because we are naturally wired to respond to large losses or gains, while small, repeated decisions slip through unnoticed, creating a pattern where minor spending feels harmless, yet repetition turns that harmlessness into structure, and structure into outcome, often without conscious awareness.
To understand the math behind this, imagine that same $100 is not spent, but instead allowed to grow at a modest average return over time. The result is not simply $100 saved, but a gradually expanding value that builds upon itself. And as time extends, the difference between spending and not spending becomes less about the initial amount and more about the accumulated effect of growth versus absence. When this pattern repeats, when small amounts are consistently redirected or consistently spent, the outcome compounds in either direction, not because of any single decision, but because of the system created by those decisions. And this is where the gap begins to widen, quietly and predictably, shaped more by consistency than intensity. From a systemic perspective, modern financial environments amplify this effect because access to spending has become frictionless, while the benefits of long-term growth remain abstract and delayed, creating a natural imbalance where immediate actions feel more real than future consequences. And as a result, small expenditures become normalized without fully accounting for their long-term trade-offs. Historically, this pattern has been consistent across different economic contexts, where individuals who manage small decisions with awareness gradually built more stable financial positions, not through dramatic changes, but through steady alignment with how money behaves over time, reinforcing the idea that outcomes are often the result of repeated behavior rather than isolated events. The shift here is not about avoiding all spending or turning every decision into a calculation, but about recognizing that even small financial choices exist within a larger system, where time, growth, and repetition interact continuously. And understanding this allows for a more balanced approach, where decisions are made with awareness rather than habit. In the end, the $100 decision is not important because of its size, but because of what it represents: a pattern, a direction, and a quiet accumulation of outcomes that only becomes visible when enough time has passed. And by then, the difference is no longer small, even though it started that way.